Hi, so I just want to talk quickly about a concept called perturbation. So perturbation is basically how far you deviate from your plan. So as I prepare for the ITI 1000 to go from Anchorage to Nome covering 1,000 miles on foot, how far I deviate from my plan as I go is a real consideration, and more importantly, how I respond to that deviation. So when I did the 350, on one of the nights there I deviated off my path and took a navigational, or made a navigational error which cost me 6 hours. So it wasn't so much that I was unprepared for that, it was more the frustration of making such a large scale error. But the result was that it didn't concern me too much, and I was able to handle that because I had a good capacity for deviation, and it actually made me stronger and improved my performance throughout the race. So the concept of perturbation not only relies in the context of ultra endurance or expeditions, these sort of things, it also has relevance in sport, in business, in tactical occupations, and in everyday life. So what is perturbation? Well, allow me to explain. Alright, so what is perturbation? So perturbation is a deviation of a system, moving object or process from its regular or normal state or path caused by an outside influence. So in context to the race I'm going to do, and the preparation that I'm going to do in the lead up to it, so perturbation pretty much is, so this is my start point for my preparation. So I've got 42 weeks of preparation, and this is my end point of where I want to get to. So I want to increase all the abilities that are going to help me get across the frozen Alaskan wilderness. So from here, my plan will pretty much look like that, a straight line. So I'll come up with a periodized plan that'll get me to where I think I need to be. And then when I get to competition time, the start point's here, end point's there, and then I'll expect or would like a nice clean race to go exactly as planned. So, but the reality is nothing I do is going to go as planned. So when it comes time for preparation, I'll start out, and I'll probably get maybe a week or two into my preparation before things start to deviate from my plan. So something will come up which causes a decrease in my training, or it impacts my training. So I'll recover from that, and I'll get back up to where I want to be on my training line. Okay, I might end up going a little bit that way based on what's going on. And then this kind of goes on like this. So the deviations from there could vary. So there could be large deviations, there could be short deviations. It's impossible to foresee how much this is going to deviate. And then eventually I'm going to get to where the race starts. So in here there's travel, there's all sorts of factors that are going to influence the way my plan goes, and I'm not going to get my plan done the way that I've put it together now. So that is perturbation. So how much I deviate is the level of perturbation I'm going to get. And then when it comes race time, I'm going to start out. Okay, so I'm going to start out, it's going to snow at some point, so that's going to decrease my ability to perform as expected. Okay, then I'm going to go up, it's going to go like this, I'm going to get into the Alaskan wilderness, the temperature's going to really drop. Okay, my race is going to go like this. Okay, and at some point I have to cross a frozen bay. So what I want to look at is how I respond to each of these deviations. So the deviations are going to happen. It's how I respond as to how fast I can get that back. Okay, and then the other one is I want to look at is what is my capacity for deviation. So while I'm training here, my capacity for deviation now might be here, where by the time I get to here, I want to increase it. So I want to increase my level of tolerance for deviation during my actual preparation as well. So I want to increase my ability to tolerate deviation or perturbance before I get to here, because there's going to be really large deviations here. And if I've trained that capacity here, when I get to race time, I can tolerate that. So I want to make sure that my level of tolerance for deviations is greater than the deviation itself. So I never want to get to the point where I'm deviating outside my tolerance, because I'm going to run into real problems there. Or down here, if it goes outside, okay, I'm going to run into problems, and that's going to increase that level of concern, or it's going to increase the impact that has on me before I can get back to the plan. So that kind of explains a little bit around perturbance, okay, and so how your ability to tolerate deviation and get back to the plan is going to impact whether you get to here or whether you get to here, because I don't want to start this event from this point here. That's going to make things really difficult. So like I said, this has context into sport, into business, into life, into tactical, pretty much everything you do. As you go along your life path or whatever your path is, you're going to deviate, and your ability to tolerate that and get back onto path is going to determine the level of outcome that you achieve here. So I hope that helps and gives you an understanding of perturbation.